I think it's crazy. I mean, we were walking in Target and a mom came up to us with her kid and was like, yeah, my son really loves you and like all this. And I'm like, I've been here for 2 weeks. Like, I don't feel like that guy where I'm walking into a place and people are like, holy cow, like that's him. But like, I guess I kind of am now. So it's weird. Hi, this is Jacob Misiorowski. Welcome to Office Hours.
So you're getting recognized now.
Yeah.
You're saying that's weird. In your hometown, how big is your hometown?
5,000, you're saying now? Yeah, something like that. So
The whole town is 5,000?
when we were there,
And that's in Missouri?
yeah, it's like middle of Kansas City and Columbia. So
Did you grow up not rooting for the Cardinals then? It's Kansas,
yeah, I
Royals?
was more Royals than Cardinals
Okay.
fan. So yeah,
So nice to face the Cardinals in your
it was kind of cool.
debut.
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind so far. Like, tell the fans a little bit, if you can wrap your head around what's been going on in the first few weeks in the majors here.
It's just been one of those things that's been crazy. I mean, like, I think the whole like going 11 innings no hit is wild to me. I mean, I thought I was going to give up run after run,
Yeah.
but you never. So it's been fun. It's been crazy and love all the support.
This says first player in history with more wins, 2, in their first 2 starts than hits allowed, which was 1. I mean, like,
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't see that, but that's cool.
yeah, I mean, maybe I made it up. I have no idea. But it sounds really good and sounds like no one else has done it before. I mean, after the second start, you're probably like, I guess this is just what it is. No one wants to hit off of me at this point. I think we're probably the first person to ask you about facing off with Paul Skeens, right? No one else has talked to you about that.
Yeah, there's not.
So one more time, though, you probably couldn't go online without seeing that you were going to face Paul. But when you actually did it, what was that like?
I mean, I think it was more just like I was trying to help support my teammates and really, they were the ones that were beating Paul Skeens. It wasn't me. I was facing his teammates. So I was like, that's what it kind of felt like. It kind of felt like I wasn't really facing, like, yeah, I'm facing off against Paul Skeens, but like I'm still facing Cruz and,
Right.
those guys over there.
Right, you're facing the offense, not the pitcher. But I'm
Yeah.
always curious for starting pitchers in the big leagues. Are you just locked in on your own stuff, or are you watching the other pitcher on the other side too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always watching our games. I'm always watching my teammates, hit. And so it's one of those things that you're just like, you're always trying to stay locked into the game. So I'm trying to stay focused on how many outs, what's the count, what they do against this guy, like, stuff like that.
Are you a don't talk to me on my start days type of guy?
Oh,
What
no.
do you like?
I need people to talk to me. If I sit there in my own thoughts, I'm going to be in trouble. So no, I try and talk as much as I possibly can.
Okay, so your teammates know that now. They're like, hey, we could talk to this dude.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some guys are like, I'm gonna sit on the bench, don't come near me.
Yeah, of course. I mean, some of them still don't talk to me. Some of them still believe that, but yeah, there's a lot that come up to me and talk normal to me during the game, so that's good.
We read that you almost went to LSU, right? You and Paul were technically almost teammates. I want to know about your recruiting journey in general, because I feel like you committed to a couple, maybe another place at a time. Just tell the fans a little bit about what that was like.
Yeah, so I committed to Oklahoma State out of high school in my junior year, and then COVID and all that happened, and so I decommitted from Oklahoma State, went to a junior college at Crowder Community College in like South Missouri, and was there for 2 seasons. Freshman year, tore my meniscus and was out for that whole year. So I missed my freshman year, and then sophomore year came back and played pretty well and was getting recruited by LSU, was committed, and then the Brewers picked me up in the second round.
So drafted by the Brewers, otherwise then you were going to go
Yeah.
to LSU. Okay. We heard a little bit about this story, but I want other fans to know when you got the call, maybe the most important call of your life, you did not pick up the phone. Is this correct?
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
happened there?
So our head coach in AAA, Rick Sweet, he called me at like 9 a.m. We were in Norfolk, Virginia, and his number popped up as like a possible spam risk, and I'm like, oh, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not answering this. I have to be at the field at noon or something. I got time. Decline. Calls me again. Decline. Finally leaves me a voice message. I roll over. I look at it. I'm like, three calls. I'm like, I'll look at the voice message. He's like, this is your head coach, Rick Sweet. You need to answer the phone. I'm like, oh no, what did I do? So yeah, that's when you answer it and you call him back, and he's like, well, it's nice to hear from you finally. So no, it was good. It was he's making jokes about it, so
Yeah.
he's awesome.
Were you surprised at all? I know you were surprised by who it was on the phone, but was the call surprising, or were you ready for it?
I mean, like, it's always going to be surprising. You never, like, truly expect when it's going to happen. But, you know, like, I knew it was somewhat coming. You know, Super 2 stuff, you were, like, kind of playing that in your head. But no, I think it's still, like, still reacting like, holy cow, it's actually happening. Like, you never truly believe it's going to happen.
And then you get the call. What's the first thing? You go call the family? How does that go?
Yeah. So another funny part was behind you, my girlfriend. I tried calling her. Someone doesn't reply to me. I called her 7 times.
7 times?
Yeah. I called her like 3 or 4, called my parents, talked to them, and then I called her again and still blows me off. She finally answers the phone. She's asleep. So yeah.
She thought it was spam? What happened?
Yeah, probably.
We heard that I think your mom maybe like went and got t-shirts made for your debut. Do you have any? Did you get one or no?
I bet I can get one somewhere. I bet they're at home still, but yeah, I don't have one with me.
The walkout song, I don't know if you're still doing it, but I Came to Play, I don't know if that's...
So I changed it to The Distance, but yeah, I Came to Play is a play on the WWE, The Miz. So yeah.
Are you a WWE guy or just do it for the name?
I was into it when I was little, but I've not watched it for a while. So yeah.
What are the guys calling you? What do you go by?
Yeah, they usually just call me Miz, so that's been the normal one.
Some of these nicknames we want your reaction to. So the Miz is one. The Wizard of Oz. Have you heard this one?
Coming from Kansas City, that's hilarious. Like, you know, Dorothy was right across the road. So yeah.
She was right across the road, the yellow brick road.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we like the Wizard of Oz?
That's funny. That's a good one.
Okay. Les Mis.
Les Mis.
See, I'm seeing a blank. Not a Broadway guy.
No, not a Broadway guy. No, not into the musical.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, look that one up.
Okay.
The Mizzler.
That was it. It's funny because that's a bunch of guys from college used to call me that one. So yeah, it's funny.
Okay. So do we like the Mizzler?
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
I'd rather go with the Miz.
Okay. The Big Misiorowski. Have you heard this one?
I haven't heard that one. No.
That is also a play off of a movie, The Big Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
The Heat Miser. But I guess the Heat.
So is that like the one Frosty the Snowman? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. I got there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay.
I believe it's a play on your velocity and your last name.
Okay.
The Mozzarella Stick.
The Mozzarella Stick. I mean, I think it fits. I mean, being in Milwaukee, like, it's cheese, right? So, like,
I was thinking just like tall and thin, but I like the Mozzarella Stick a lot. The last one is Limp Bizkit. What do you think about that?
Love the band.
Okay.
Good band. But yeah, I don't know about that one.
Of all the ones you heard besides the regular Miz, what do you like the best?
Wizard of Oz and probably the cheese stick one. That's funny.
The Mozzarella Stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've heard it here.
Just because it's Milwaukee and like
that makes sense.
Land of the cheese.
Do you remember the first time that you threw 100 miles per hour?
Well, no, I don't. Funny story with that. The time I remember it, we were in the Junior College World Series. So I remember throwing, and then they had a little radar gun, like an old-fashioned one that like popped up, and it was set to be only 2 digits, and then there was like a single column that had the 1 on it. So I remember seeing that like it was like 000, and like all of a sudden it wouldn't kick on, and someone went over and like turned it on, and it came on as 100. It was funny.
What is the fastest pitch you've ever thrown?
I think in the Futures game in 23, I hit 103 point something, or I can't remember the exact number, but yeah.
I feel like I would remember, if I threw it's like, something 103 something. Have you seen the similarities? I know Pitching Ninja was doing similarities between you and Jake DeGrom, besides just the name. Like, have you seen this, and what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember watching him, and I think I based a little bit off of him and how he throws, but I don't think I ever sat down and was like, I want to throw like him. And I don't think I ever like put it side by side till then. It was like how close I actually was. So no, it's cool.
Is there anybody that you grew up watching or watch now that you have tried to take bits and pieces from?
I mean, you're taking bits and pieces from everyone. I mean, Chris Sale is like from the wrong side, of course, but yeah, I think, another long, lanky guy that you're like, okay, I kind of look like this guy, so you kind of take bits and pieces from that.
You did make a man fall down in one of your first starts, which was on a insane pitch. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but I'm just wondering, have you done that before? Had you made somebody fall down?
I think that's the first time I've had someone like fall down. I've had like crazy swings where you get the bat to fly down the line or your helmet flies off or, something like that. But no, I think that's the first sitting on the ground. So
I want to know, has anybody reached out to you outside of your team yet that has surprised you, whether somebody famous or a former player, anything to like say like, dude, you're doing your thing?
I think the craziest one was Donald Driver reached out. It was kind of funny. I like saw an Instagram DM and I was like, Donald Driver? Wait, what?
For our fans, Donald Driver is one of the great Packer wide receivers.
Yeah, so it was really cool to, growing up from Kansas City, I've watched plenty of Packer games,
Yeah.
So, no, it was cool.
We saw the other day about your cleats, your custom cleats.
Obviously, like, it's a touchy subject, so I don't want to start tearing up and get all that. So, no, it's just one of those things that it really touches my heart with it all. And my dad is struggling with Parkinson's and doing all that, so I think it was more just like a nod to him and all of his work he's done towards me and helping me get to my goals.
We do want to know more about you.
Okay.
And so we'll start very easy. What kind of music do you listen to?
Big into like some like heavy metal, like you were saying, Limp Bizkit, like kind of that way of stuff. And funny enough, really old country. So like Hank Williams Jr.,
Okay.
Neil Haggard, like stuff like that side. So two separate, totally opposites, but yeah.
Heavy metal I wasn't expecting, I don't think.
Yeah.
Is that what you're listening to, like to get?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Metallica.
Is there one song that's on that playlist every time or no?
Metallica has a song called Hardwire.
Okay.
So cannot play it. Too many cuss words. Too vulgar. Very vulgar. But could not be my walkout. So no, I think it's that every game. Yeah, getting me ready.
TV and movies. What kind of watcher are you? What's like a favorite TV show?
Friends. It's a great one. The Office. Parks and Rec.
Comedy guy.
Yeah, big comedy guy. I want to sit down and watch something and like have a laugh.
What's a movie you could watch over and over?
Star Wars.
Oh.
Yes, big Star Wars guy.
Would you ever put any Star Wars stuff in any of your, like on a cleat or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I mean, to have the end of New Balance be like lightsabers would be kind of dope.
Besides baseball, what's something else you're good at?
I'm good at fly fishing. That's kind of an odd one. So
That's a great one.
yeah, so I love fly fishing. I love fishing in general, but yeah. So my grandparents lived right on the border of Arkansas and Missouri. So I was only like 20 minutes away from them. So my grandpa would come up and we'd go fly fishing and do all this stuff at Bennett Springs. So yeah.
For someone who's from here, the city, what is fly fishing exactly?
So actually, funny enough, there's upstate New York is one of the like biggest place to go fly fishing. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's where it was born or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, when we came to Cooperstown, we drove through and I was like, holy cow, like fly fishing is huge around here.
We want to know, you need one hot food take, not temperature wise. What is your hot food take?
Not a big fan of lasagna. Girlfriend's gonna kill me, but yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's such a random one.
I don't know why. I don't like.
Any vegetables and he goes for lasagna.
Not a big
Lasagna is
vegetable
such
guy.
A funnier answer though than vegetables. Favorite athlete that doesn't play baseball?
I think Travis Kelce would be a good one. It just like great guy in the community and, also with my girlfriend, it's maybe going more towards the Swiftie side of stuff.
I want to know your mentality on the mound. You said you like when during start days for people to talk to you. You don't want to be alone with your thoughts, but when you're out there, are you a different person or you lock into a different mode or the same guy?
I mean, you've watched those videos and all of that stuff about the football players going to different modes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I think the alter ego could be the Miz. Like, it's just like, that's what it is. Across the line, it's a different guy. But I think it's more of I'm just happy to be out there and I'm happy the Brewers give me an opportunity to play every day. So I think it's just one of those things that's I think I go out there and every time I get out of an inning, I'm so excited. That's why there's so much emotion coming out the field is of just being I actually did it. Let's go. I got the team through to another inning and doing that. This is Jacob Misiorowski. Thank you for watching Office Hours.